Hey everyone, I'm Wilco, I'm back. This is nothing but ramblings. It's just basically a video blog these days. It will go out on all the feeds. It will be on YouTube. It will be on the podcast feed as well. As I said, every time I do this, I think with a new format, I'm just trying to see what works at the moment. So it has been a while since you heard from me last. Last time we did a story. Time before that, we sort of ran over new content and back to basics and all that kind of stuff. It's been a while. I'll explain that in just a second. But here, if you're here, it is a mental health focused podcast with a lot of gaming content thrown in there and just also some cultural, pop culture stuff, but mainly gaming. This week, we're not going to be doing gaming. I'm going to focus on an artist that I've discovered over the last 12 months and is going through some content at the moment that is amazing. And I just want to talk about it. I want to be one of the people out there talking about it because more people that hear about this artist, the better. You will also get this cut up into shorts and reels. I'll explain a little bit more of that in a sec, but let's go into where I've been for the last, let's say 2 months since I put out the last episode. It feels like that anyway. Since I put out the last episode, my actual work, my business, has been crazy. We went a couple staff down for a long period of time, which meant I was in very early in the morning and I was doing stuff most of the day, getting home to have basically an hour, maybe 2 hours to myself or paperwork, and then going to pick up the kids and being absolutely shattered by the end of that. I did a few streams during the nights to try and just keep some content going. Through that, we did keep the shorts up, but that was about it. Lots of stuff that I wanted to do, but just didn't have the time nor the energy. Unfortunately, my business trumps all this stuff until, one day this content may monetize itself. It may bring some money in for the business, which relieves a little bit of that pressure on the business side of things and it frees me up to do a little bit more of this content. But until then, business takes priority. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But the other thing is I was all ready to do some stuff last week, ready to record, got all excited about it. I got a mystery swollen eye somehow last Thursday, I think it was. The last Wednesday started coming up. One of the things, went to the doctor. I had a video consult with the doctor. Doctors are really hard to get into on the Sunshine Coast. At least I'm pretty sure it's all around Australia. You got to book in a couple of days in advance. You got to know when you're going to be sick. I did a video conference which got some antibacterial stuff for my eye. It was the right-hand eye. It was extremely swollen, just the eyelid, not the eye itself. Eye was actually pretty good, was pretty fine. It was just the eyelid itself. Looked like the old sty. I've had them before, but it wasn't that. The antibacterial did not work. We woke up Saturday morning. It was okay. Spent most of the day at the show with my daughter, doing her horse stuff. Came home that night, was pretty exhausted, and then did a 3-hour race till 2 a.m. in the morning, but then woke up on Sunday morning and it had gotten worse. So I went to emergency and the doctor was baffled. My eyelid was swollen with no origin point, no point where it looked like there'd been a bite or something in my eyelid or scratched it or any kind of thing. And for whatever reason, it didn't tick all the boxes. So if it was a virus, was it infecting my eye, just my eyelid? Eye was perfectly fine, not a problem with it whatsoever. No scratches on my eye from any contusions or anything like that, lumps or anything from my eyelid, which is another thing. There was no correlation to anything that this doctor could find in the emergency to why my eyelid all of a sudden was looking like it was going to explode off the top of my head. So it was to the point where I could barely open it on the right side. You get about probably 25% open, and that's all I could do. Didn't look very good for the camera, so I pulled out of doing all camera. I did do some streams, and my webcam's on this side. This is the right, on the left side. My right side was the problem, so it was noticeable, especially when I'm editing shorts. I can see it, but it's that small on the streams that it didn't really take didn't get a lot of notice, so that's fine. But doing this one-on-one with a camera, it would have stood out too much, and I didn't want to do that content. So I got given antibiotics instead of antibacterial, and that has since cleared up my eyelid, in fact. Not the eye. It's the first day where it's really been not noticeable at all when I look at it in the mirror. There's a little bit in the top right-hand corner where it looks a little bit inflated, but nothing to notice. So we're back to normal. Also, this week has been pretty full on. I went hard into content for streaming with iRacing and was going to try and do a little bit of a mixed match of stuff at the moment, but finding that, look, work has been good this week. Mentally, it's not been the best, but mentally, we are dealing with that a lot better than we used to, but it is still exhausting with some things that are going on. But actual time wise, I'm doing really well. Getting home at certain times, just went and watched my son do cross country at the school, and not an issue whatsoever. So we're coming into another 2 weeks of probably some busier times for myself as far as work goes. But as far as content goes, I probably push. We'll talk about it in a sec. There's a line from a song, the pendulum swinging back and forth. It's to do with mental health, but also with my content creation, I feel it resonates a lot with me. That term where I go too hard at the content and I commit to too much, but then I over exaggerate my return, and then you don't hear from me for weeks as well. So, or I do like one stream every now and then. So I'm trying to find the balance as this thing swings back and forth of doing too much and doing too little, then doing too much. I'm trying to find that center weight. So a set of scales is probably more like it, where you're trying to balance both sides. I'm not very good at that. Most times the scales would tip right over, but at this moment it's a little bit more. I'm doing too much on the content side. I'm personal side's pretty good, but there's a third option there, which is my business. Is I'm not focusing enough on that right now. And I guess there's a fourth lot, sleep. I'm exhausted, and the killing my streams at 9:30 as a latest for a lot of the streams has done really well, and me not having to go in so early into work has sort of helped with that. But this week I'm feeling it a lot, so I've committed to 3 lunch streams and 3 night streams this week. I'm about to cancel one of the day streams, and I think I'm going to cancel most of the day streams. I still want to do one as a constant. The other ones will be, we will see. I will probably end up more likely just recording stuff and then putting it out later, but we'll see how we go on that. I'm trying to find that balance, like I said before. So that is where I'm at as far as my content goes, and that's why I've been a little bit away for the last sort of month. It has been work, has been the biggest factor, but mental things as well. Just there's multiple points where I wanted to stop doing it yet again, but that's my brain. That's how my brain works. It's that constant struggle of my negative person telling me to just stop. It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything, but we are getting traction. So thank you to all those new subscribers and the new followers. So Facebook has gone really well this last 2 months, I guess. We've had a couple of really good reels that went off really well. So thank you for that. In comparison to the rest of my content, Facebook is just really hard to understand how the algorithm works over there, like more so than YouTube, more so than TikTok. Facebook is really hit and miss. So what we need from people is when people comment, when people like, when people share, those 3 main things seem to be the thing on Facebook that really gets the traction on the videos or the reels that we've been doing over there. So if you're seeing this content and you're consuming the Locked On content for the first time ever, even though we've been around forever and a day, this is my first real push back into it in a very long time. We've got a lot of new people watching the channel. I just press that like button, comment, let me know, even if it's just a thumbs up, anything like that. Ask me a question. I do get back to it. I reply to all the things as soon as I can, because I get really excited about that kind of stuff. When someone gives me some feedback on my racing, I love it. I am learning. This is all a journey for me. So it's a matter of me getting information from everyone, trying to get better at things by understanding how other people do things. So that's the Facebook side of thing. Twitch is Twitch. We have an audience that's been there forever and a day. We're not really getting new audience on Twitch. I don't understand how to get new audience on Twitch, but we have, the handful of people over there that have been dedicated to our channel for a very long time. So I'm not changing that over there, and I'm not really concerned about the Twitch side of things. It's easy to stream to Twitch. You don't have to do anything else on Twitch. It's just there. We get rated every now and then, and that's great. But Twitch is Twitch. It's always going to be Twitch until they do some major changes. So I'm not too concerned about that. TikTok is just a sort of a side project for myself where the content is in short form. It is in vertical form. So it's easy enough to just flick over to TikTok. Takes me 10, 15 minutes to put up 10 or 15 shorts on TikTok. I could possibly put in more effort over there and it would help, but the views over there, you're getting, between 200 and 600 views. That seems to be the consistent thing. Nothing's really breaking out over there. I'm happy to talk to people over there. Like I said, comments are like gold to me. Followers, subs, and all that kind of stuff, the next best thing, but comments are the thing I live for the most. So all that kind of stuff is great. I just don't get a lot of interaction on TikTok. The likes are great. Some videos get way more than others. I assume it's the content. I need to do better. But that's where it is. YouTube is where the guts of my passion or energy is being dedicated to at the moment, because it seems to be, out of all the stuff we've ever done between Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok, YouTube seems to be the easiest to understand. It's the most complicated and most time consuming to deal with, but it is getting the most traction. So that is where my focus is, especially with the streams. At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not here for the money per se, but I would like to get some kind of monetization out of this. That would be icing on the cake, because that allows me to be freer to do other things. So that's what it's all about in the end of the day. I can say it's about awareness and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, there is an underlying want to gain some money out of this, because it's there. The ability is there to get it, to doing the work that I'm doing. So I have that goal, but I'm not consumed by that goal, if that makes any sense. So the shorts are working really well. The longer form videos and the horizontal videos and the horizontal streams, the old school content, is not getting traction at all. Okay. I was showing some people some analytics on it the other day. We're talking 10 to 100 times more views, likes, hours watched on shorts compared to any other content on my channel on YouTube. The shorts is just where it's at. And it seems to be a niche that no one is really doing at the moment. Especially the streaming, the shorts feed. The biggest comment I get is, thank you for doing something other than sitting on a couch just doing nothing. So the racing on the shorts feed has hit a niche, and it's a strong niche at the moment, which is what you need to find in YouTube. I would love my longest form content like this podcast, like any other the videos that I want to do about reviews or highlighting an indie game that's coming out, all the stuff that I used to do and I used to love. I would love for that to get traction. And that's where I want to eventually be. But at the moment, we're building this community again. For probably the 5th time we're trying to rebuild this community again. There's always been the guts of it there. This is an actual chance to try and expand it. So what I'm doing is obviously streaming to shorts feed is the big one at the moment. We've bent over backwards trying to make that happen, and I think we're in a good spot with it right now. The day streams will probably end this week, except for maybe one. Like I said, I do want to get... Tuesday seems to be the best for me personally, and it allows me to do the production car series in particular, which is the one I'm focused on the most, and it gets me in there on the first day of the iRacing schedule for the week. So it's the least sweaty the races are going to be. So it's easiest for me to get in there and create good content because I am just as quick as everyone else. Everyone else hasn't had the whole week to get used to the track and car combo. That is why I'm aiming for that Tuesday, because it means a lot for my content to be able to get that in there, because I just perform better. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Supercars content will continue. It will be nighttime streams. So this is where we're going to talk about the schedule from here on out. Okay. So from here on out, if you're watching this on the shorts feed, you will get a stream. These are Brisbane times, Australian Eastern Standard Times, 7:30 to 9:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday are the streams you will get from me, and they will be all iRacing streams. I do want to do other content besides iRacing, but that is what's working, and that's the easiest for me to push right now. Once I get a good schedule down and we can try and fit the golf stuff, the fishing stuff, those type of games back in, I want to go there. But like I said, it's a set of scales, and it's about a 4-way set of scales I'm trying to balance at the moment. I've committed too much to the content side of things at the moment, and I'm seeing that because I've got about a week and a half worth of shorts already lined up. They're scheduled, they're edited, they're up. They're just going to release on their own from here on out. I've built a spreadsheet so I know what content you'll be getting each day in 4 different time slots for the next forever. I can set this thing up so that I don't drop 3 shorts from the same race on the same day. So the content you're going to be getting from here on out will be varied. So you shouldn't see, oh, here's 4 shorts from the one race on the Supercars race in the one day. You're going to try and build stories out over time. So the 3-hour race I did the other night, it's split up into about 12, 15 shorts because there were so many crazy moments in that race. Okay, so I've started not with the start of the race. I've put some other stuff in the start, but what we're going to try and do from here on out, the shorts will drop in succession. So there will be the start of the race. There will be then some of the highlights, the main things. And then if there's a battle at the end, you'll see the battle at the end and you'll see the finish. And that will be that race tied up nicely in a bow on shorts, and that will be the last you see of that race. So that is what we're trying to go for. At the moment, I've got 4 time slots a day. So a video every 6 hours, a short every 6 hours will be coming out onto the YouTube feed and onto the Reels feed on Facebook. So what that means is I've got 30-something shorts in the pipeline right now, and I haven't even done Tuesday night's V8 Supercars race yet, which in my head I've already scripted out 6 different shorts that I can quite easily make out of that, and it's good content. So I've got the pipeline, which I've talked about before, worked out that it is flowing really well. I can sit down, I can do a video, and I can do one race and get at least 3 shorts out of it, no matter what, within about 15, 20 minutes if I want to. I'm setting aside at least 1 day, if not 2 days, to do that. That's cutting it. So it's already in a piece it's already in a file. I've just got to find the spots, cut them out, and then I don't need to add overlays or webcams. I used to have to cut and paste and mask and all kinds of weird stuff, but I don't have to do that anymore. The content is now recording the way I want it to, and I just copy and paste. I'm trying little things. You'll see different little overlay bits. The 3-hour race has a bars down the side to show where the cars are on the track compared to me. So you can see when because in vertical, you don't get the field of view that you would normally get on the horizontal one. So you can't see that I've got a car right next to me. You can hear Jim, the spotter, saying car on your right, stay left or stay low, whatever it is. But you can't physically see it. So I was trying to get some kind of representation of that. I don't think it looks the best. So I've stopped that on a lot of my things, but I want to hear from you guys. If you like that when you do see it, I want to know what you want me to put onto the videos, because like I said, I can put most of the stuff automatically onto the shorts feeds, and it's just there. I don't have to edit it in anymore. So I want to hear from you guys out there that are watching these shorts and really loving these shorts and these reels. Let me know what you guys want, what data I'm missing. Like I look at it and I want to see the relative of where the cars are close to me. I can put that on there, but I haven't yet. I don't know whether you guys want that or not. I had the accelerator brake pattern automatically on there. I took it off because it looked out of place in a certain situations. But let me know the data that you guys want. And I'm happy to work around it. So please comment, let me know, and we can get it sorted out. So as far as content goes, that's what I've learned. I've spent the last probably 2 months getting to this point, which is a really good point. I now need to focus more on getting stuff. So I had planned to do 2 races today. I don't see the need to do those 2 races because all that's going to do is add, it's going to be 2 hours of me racing, 2 hours of me streaming. In the middle of the day, there's not a lot of traffic, so it doesn't really bode too well for that. I don't need to do the races because that's going to add another potentially, let's say just 6, but probably 12 shorts possibly to the backlog. Now, what that means is I either have to go to a 5th time slot, which I'm already going to do from these videos. That's what the plan is. These podcasts will be split up and spread out over a 7-day period. That's going to add a 5th time slot to my short schedule. Not much extra work whatsoever. But if I keep on doing so many races, we're going to go to a short every 4 hours, and then possibly even more, that's great for content, for people who want lots and lots of content. That's great for getting eyes on content. However, it's not realistic for me to be able to keep up that. If anything goes wrong with work and all of a sudden I can't keep up, all of a sudden I've got 6 time slots that I'm doing that you guys don't care if I miss a few every now and then, but in my head I'm disappointing people. Okay, that's how my mental brain works. I've got this standard. Let's keep to this standard, and I'm not doing that, so I feel like I'm letting you guys down, which I know 100% aren't, but that's just the way my brain works. Okay, so I don't want to push a 6th and a 7th time slot because I'm getting so many shorts backed up. I will put a lot of these shorts, once we get too much of a backlog, into a vault on my computer, onto a portable hard drive, whatever it is. They'll be ready to go. So I will then sprinkle them in where there's gaps down the track when I know my life will get busy. So that is something that I'd prefer to do rather than throwing more content at you guys every day. That is just going to saturate the feed, and it's not going to be worth it in the long run. So if you want more of my content, the streams are the place to get it, and you can get it in Facebook, you can get it in YouTube, both shorts feed and historical normal feed. I'm trying to find a good word for that. I don't know, wide feed, whichever way. Twitch. So you can still get all longer forms of the content there. What I really need from people to do is the subs, the comments, and the likes are really important for this kind of stuff. We're sitting at 489 subs, which is amazing. I did not think we would bear down on 500 as quick as we are. And we are bearing down on 500, which is phenomenal. Thank you so much. Obviously, the next goal is 1,000. That is where you start to open up channels for monetization. We want to get there as quick as we can. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're watching this and you like racing content in short form, please sub. If you can like the videos and comment, that's even better. Thank you so much for everyone who's been doing that already. It's so good. From here, though, you have the problem of I either need to go for 3 million/10 million shorts views in a 90-day period, which in my brain seems impossible. But you guys keep showing up. We're building that number, and we're doubling the 48-hour period number consistently, doubling it over months. So it's growing. The momentum is getting there. What I really need, the ideal situation is the 3,000 public hours watched. and the 4,000 public hours watched, which I only get from we're trying to understand the analytics on my end at the moment. You definitely get it from normal mode, wide mode streams. You definitely get it from wide mode videos, longer form videos. You do not get it from shorts watches, which is where all my hours are coming from. So it's really hard to hit that mark. What I believe is the middle ground is if the shorts feed streams work for the hours watched, but I won't know that for another week because that analytics is delayed and it's only just recently we've got enough hours watched on those shorts feeds streams for it to be noticeable. So that is in a week's time, I'll have full idea. And if that's the case, cool. All you have to do is watch the shorts feed streams and we push that side. We get our hours up. We get the 1,000 subs. We're home free. Okay. From there, it's just putting the content out, keeping consistently good content, me on my journey getting better at iRacing, which is what this is all about, and you guys watching it and enjoying the content. The rest does itself. And that's where we need to be. But right now, I'm just trying to, like I said, balance everything. So that's where it's at. Now, I promised to talk about this other part of my life, which is what I usually go into. I went back and read through some of the transcripts of my old podcasts, of the Nothing But Rambling series, which never really got traction, but I did enjoy doing it. The people who did get it liked it. And really found something in it. I've talking about balancing everything, talking about the mental health strain of, I'm in the new YouTubers Reddit. That's what I'm trying to find. Subreddit at the moment, and it's all about that whole mental thing of when do you give up? When do you, how do you keep going when it just doesn't seem like it's going anywhere? And how do you not get overexcited when it does start to go somewhere? The mental health side of that is like a yo-yo for me. It's like the old roller coaster I used to talk about, where I used to see the roller coaster of life that mine was, and it was massive highs and massive lows. I used to see that as such a bad thing. So I'm starting to turn around and see that as roller coasters are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to have their fast moments, their slow moments, and all that kind of stuff where you take in, you learn, and then you go fast and just enjoy. So I'm starting to see my perspective is shifting on that aspect of it, I guess. So the content creation side of things, yes, it's 100% not about the money. It's 100% not about the analytics. But telling my brain that is a whole nother matter. And look, I discovered, I ran into Ren, the musician / theoretical performer. I prefer to say he's a performer rather than just a musician, because he's amazing. If you haven't checked out his music, REN, go to YouTube. I urge you, go to YouTube and watch his stuff rather than just listening to it. I listened to his album, Sick Boy, which was #1 in the UK, and that was really exciting to see that process happen of how he went from sort of unknown to that pinnacle, and how it really how affected he was by that. And I listened to his album on Spotify, and I'd already loved Higher End. I'd already loved this Tale of Jenny and Screech. I really enjoyed them, but I found them on YouTube and TikTok. Yes, TikTok. And that stuff really spoke to me. But when I've listened to the rest of the album, it was hit and miss. Now I've watched some of those songs on YouTube in full. I have got a full, massive, huge appreciation for them. Way more than I did when I was listening to them on Spotify. It is night and day, the difference between his content just in your ears and then watching how he performs that content to you. And it's obvious, and if you don't know, he's been through so much. He's been through absolutely so much, but he is one of the few people out there that is really turning around and going, I've been through so much. I know you've been through so much. I'm going to talk about my story, so if it resonates with you and you've been through a similar story, you'll get something out of it. You'll know you're not alone in this fight, which is what mental health is about. 90% of all the problems, it's the old saying, occur in our heads. Okay, so they never actually happen. The fact that I'm struggling, my business was struggling, we almost went bankrupt, all that kind of stuff. Woe was me. It was always about my problems. Everyone else has this thing sorted out. Why the hell can't I get the win? Like my neighbor and that neighbor and my friend all have the wins. They've all got simple lives. It's just easy for them. But it's not. It's just not. No one has it easy. Even the people who have millions and millions of dollars who, look, should have it the easiest out of everyone, they're fighting something in their head. They're probably fighting the way they got their money and how they can't help anyone else in the world. But that's a hope for me. But Ren's been through it, right? Ren says it in such a way. It's not just he's been through it. It's the way he explains it to you, the watcher, that he's been through it. It is so relatable. He's so good at storytelling. There is not a part of his videos that is not on purpose. It is every single thing. So we're going to move into high Ren means a huge amount to me. 9-minute video. And my greatest pastime right now is watching other people react to it. And I've watched so many YouTube videos of people reacting to that video in particular and just looking at their face where you can just see the moments where they understand what he's talking about to their core. There is just no greater thing to watch someone understand and just go, oh my God, this guy gets what I've been feeling for so long, and just nails how to tell me that. The fact that he's not a rapper. He's not a classical musician. He's not a folk singer. He's not a reggae singer. He's not you can go any genre. He is just not that. He's all of it. I've never seen someone with such an all-round package. He's got the most British Welsh accent. Might be British. I'm going to be terrible on that. But it is the most strong accent. But when you watch him sing reggae, it is just phenomenal. And then you watch him play the guitar, you listen to them play the guitar, you listen how he uses the guitar in a storytelling method to portray to you in his videos what's actually happening. The videographer that he works with that must just have the best job in the world. He's got, and they must just work on another level. Ren has a thought in his head, is what it looks like, and this guy goes, yes, we can do it this way. It all looks like it's one shot and it's all live, as in, it's definitely not one shot, but it looks like it's one big long record, and it looks like it's 100% him singing and playing the guitar and rapping and doing crazy vocals. All just, there's no lip syncing in this. It's just raw talent, and it is amazing. I won't go into the story between him and Cujo. If you want to look it up, just put Ren versus Cujo. You will understand exactly what's happened. It comes down to a copyright claim from someone who actually stole a beat from someone else and then sold it on to Ren, and then wants to go after him for money. It's actually a really sad story of greed, but I can't portray the exact part of that story right now. But Cujo beat down. He released that last week, and I'm now in a process of watching all the reactions to that. And the renegades out there that the massive fans of Ren out there that have really pushed, and it's this cult following. It's a bad word to use, but it is the description of it. These people live and die for Ren. Okay, and because most of them are living because of Ren. Like, not most of them, but a lot of them have been there. They've been at that dark moment, and they understand that he can do it, and they've got the inspiration to also drag themselves out of that darkness. So a lot of them, like, it means so much to him. So when he had to lose his single Sick Boy, which is the lead single or the number one single from his number one album, from all streaming services because of this, it really hurt him. I watched the full 37-minute video. and was captivated the whole way through as he explained exactly what happened. But then Cujo Beatdown came out, and it is the most aggressive I've seen anyone go on someone in ever. But they was just done so well. Like, I watched it so many times, and I didn't even notice the first 5 or 6 watches. But Ren actually is. He's got the Cujo lookalike tied down to the chair, but then it flicks for one scene and one frame only, basically, of Ren's tied up in the chair, which is the good Ren is sitting there, and Cujo's tied him up and said, well, and it's one frame, but he did it on purpose, and it meant so much. There's so many people to see that, this is how he felt. He felt like he was tied down, couldn't do anything because of this guy's greed. And then he brings the pig back from High Ren, which is a symbol as well. And he references all these other songs, brings it all together, and just absolutely tears this guy apart. Now, as he said in the song itself, hate breeding hate is terrible. And I'm dealing with that at the moment through work, where we're trying to nip in the bud. We need everyone to just stop saying that little nasty thing that they think they can say. They know they shouldn't say it, but they know that if they say it, it's going to give them some kind of gratification, and it's going to get under that person's skin. They're going to say something else, and it just trickles on because that person's then upset. They take it out on someone else, and then in the shed of 12 people, we've got 12 people who are angry at each other. So we're trying to get that whole hate breeding hate under control. And it's easy. It lies with you, each person out there, to, okay, I'm not going to say that thing. It's really good in my head. It's a great comeback, but I'm just not going to say it because it just adds no value to the world. But Ren shows the side of, hey, cool, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to say. Look, I'm the nicest guy in the world. You treat me nice, and I will treat you 100 times better. How you treat me is how I'm going to treat you. But at this stage, when he's done so much wrong, Cujo did so much wrong in the situation, that's it. I'm sorry, but this is what I stand for, and I need to make a stand. And absolutely tears him to shreds. And it's one of the best pieces of content that I've ever seen. And he 100% came out with a video 2 days later to tell all of his supporters, don't you dare do anything to Cujo. I've done everything that needs to be done. It's the personal matter for me. I've aired it through the whole world. No problems at all. But that's the end of the story. There's no more. You don't threaten him. You don't do anything. If you do, I'm blocking you from all my content forever. And there's just no coming back from that. I don't want those sort of people in my community. And it's great that he had the ability to go out and do this. The talent he shows doing that. And then the ability to then hold back and get other people to hold back is a true showing of what we really need in the world. Someone who can stand up for the little guy, someone who doesn't care about the money, but someone who'll stand up for what's right, but does it in such a way that no one else needs to join. I'll fix the situation, no problems at all. All my other content that says hope, all this other good stuff, that's what I need you guys to be. Don't be doing stuff on my behalf. I don't need that. I can deal with my own problems. Enjoy the content, get out of it what you will, and just be good from here on out to people. Because if you don't, this is what happens to people. This is the way it should happen. But anyway, it's a very bad explanation of it. Go watch it. Cujo Beatdown. Ren, type it all in the YouTube. Go watch it, please. It is full on. You need to understand how really full on this video is, but it is such good content when you know the context of everything else that's happened in the past leading up to it. So maybe watch a few reaction videos instead of just the full video. They can give you the full understanding of exactly what's going on. It's just amazing content. But that is where we're at. Nothing but ramblings. I've hit the half-hour mark, which is too long. But anyway, we're here. We're actually closer to 40 minutes. But thank you anyone who did get this far in the video. Thank you to anyone who's watched this on the Shorts feed and then come across to find it as well. I'm going to do another video in a sec. It's going to be a little bit of an iRacing one, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.